This week, we will be speaking on French prosecutor unrest from leaked investigation details, Trump's streak of wars ended, US and China trade talks, an art forgery ring in Germany, the Pacific Northwest and her tectonic plates, Japan's newest spacecraft, Tunisia environmental protests, and a drug bust completed by the Kenyan Navy.
In recent news regarding the Louvre heist, prosecutors are furious over the leaked information from the investigation. The information in question is the arrest of two of the perpetrators on Saturday night. French public prosecutor Laure Bach had this to say after confirming the arrest did indeed happen. I deeply deplore the hasty disclosure of information by informed individuals without consideration for the investigation. She spoke on how releasing this knowledge can have a direct harmful impact to the investigation and search for the remaining perpetrators and missing jewelry. Both of the captured men hail from Saint Saint Denis, a northern suburb in Paris. One of the men was arrested as he tried to flee the country out of Charles de Gaulle Airport. The other was captured that same evening. The suspects are being held in a pre-trial detention whilst the investigations continue.
President Trump went to Malaysia to oversee the signing of a ceasefire between Cambodia and Thailand. President Trump spoke on how this would mark the eighth war that his administration has ended in the 8 months he has been in office, averaging one war ended per month. During the signing, President Trump stated, "On behalf of the United States, I am proud to help settle this conflict." The signing of the ceasefire deal took place Sunday, shortly after President Trump arrived in country. The prime ministers from Thailand and Cambodia spoke on how this event was a historic day and how it's the starting point for a lasting peace.
The United States and China are currently working on a trade deal for rare earth exports from China in exchange for lighter tariffs from America. The U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent spoke on how, due to talks during the ASEAN summit held in Kuala Lumpur, the threat of 100% tariffs has been eliminated. Due to this, Bessent covered how he believes the Chinese licensing regime over rare earth minerals and magnets will be held off by a year. President Trump, after talks with China last weekend, stated, "I think we're going to have a deal with China." Some other topics covered during the discussions include trade expansion and the current fentanyl crisis in the US, among other things.
Investigators from the German police broke up an international art forgery ring. The ringleader was allegedly a 77-year-old German man whom, with the help of his 10 accomplices, duped people for tens of millions of dollars. The ring specialized in selling fake works of Picasso, Rembrandt, Frida Kahlo, and others. The fraud was discovered when investigators noticed their main suspect sell a Picasso piece, bust of a woman with a flower hat. This piece was sold the previous week after being in a family collection since 1944. Some of the other notable fakes that were sold included Study of the Head and the Syndics. There were also reportedly pieces from Peter Paul Rubens, Joan Miro, and Anthony Van Dyke with values ranging nearly $500,000 to over $16 million.
Megathrust morphology near the Cascadia margin is showing scientists how subduction zones come to an end. Megathrust morphology is the structure of a fault zone at the subduction margins, while subduction margins are where tectonic plates collide and one goes under the other. Due to this discovery, scientists have been able to revise their previous thoughts that subduction ended like a train wreck, as Brandon Shuck, a professor at Louisiana University, stated. Him and his team observed the tears throughout the Juan de Fuca plate. One such tear was a massive break in which the plate had dropped around 5 kilometers. Through this study, scientists have concluded, instead of a big train wreck, it's like watching a train slowly derail one car at a time, according to Shuck. Amidst this knowledge, scientists still warn the region is still capable of causing large earthquakes and tsunamis.
Japan has launched its newest cargo spacecraft, the HTV-X on a mission to the ISS. At 8 p.m. EDT on October 26th, the spacecraft left the Japanese Space Center and flew on its trip to the ISS. The HTV-X is the replacement for the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency's JAXA H-1, also known as the White Stork. Measuring over 26 feet, it is capable of carrying over 13,000 pounds into low Earth orbit. Mitsubishi, the builders of the HTV-X, had this to say about the spacecraft. The HTV-X enhances transportation capabilities and adds the capability to provide various users with on-orbit demonstration opportunities for up to 1.5 years after leaving ISS until re-entry. On October 30th, the HTV-X successfully docked with the ISS at 0358 GMT.
Hundreds of the Tunisia people marched through the capital this past Sunday in protest of pollution. The pollution in particular is coming from a state-run chemical complex located in Gabes. Originally, this movement consisted of just locals, but soon grew beyond just the region and has now become a symbol of nationwide unrest and dissatisfaction. Many of the Gabes residents have attributed their increasing decline in health to the plant. According to some reports, the plant dumps thousands of tons of waste into the Mediterranean daily. The president of Tunisia, Kais Said, spoke on the plant, mentioning serious maintenance and safety failures. He then spoke towards a plan inspired by proposals from Gabe's youth more than a decade ago. Many residents are doubtful of such a resolution, as they have argued these claims have been made since 2017. In 2022, activists stated, "You want an environmental disaster?" he said. "How about 17,000 tons of radioactive waste Group Chimique Tunisian pumps into the sea every single day?" They even went as far as to say, you'd hear people joking on the street that they'd rather take a shower in diesel than swim in the water. This further supports claims made by the Tunisia and local Gabes residents about the lack of change.
The Kenyan Navy seized over $60 million of crystal meth in one of their coastal cities this past weekend. The Navy first intercepted the shipment around 391 miles off the coast of Mombasa. After discovery, the drugs the transport vessel was carrying was escorted back to port for seizure. Coastal towns in Kenya are facing continued methamphetamine and heroin addiction in their growing synthetic drug crisis. This is especially prevalent in the coastal regions. The authorities spoke on how this bust was a record-breaking haul of more than a ton of crystal meth. Japan's newest cargo spacecraft.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test.
Yeah,
it's
the
a
Fitness Gram
multi-stage
Pacer
aerobic test.
Yeah, this is shaping up very well. I'm glad how this is beginning. This is teleprompter man. You worry about teleprompting. We'll worry about the wording over here. All right. Rembrandt, Frida Kahlo.
Kahlo. Rembrandt.
Yeah,
Frida Kahlo.
Rembrandt. I knew I said that wrong, but I needed to know how. Frida Kahlo?
Yep.
Okay. Listen, you art majors can all get this if you want.
Frida Kahlo.
Frida Kahlo.
Are you Frida? Are you Frida Kahlo in the lines?
1944, huh? Okay. No, I mean, nope. We're just gonna roll with that one, right? No one's gonna talk about the. All right, cool. There were also what? What? I'm waiting.
The name.
Okay, well we're
I
just
forgot
gonna.
how many names
No,
I put.
we're gonna find out. Man, my throat's dry as hell. This is going on forever. Who sent this article in? Holy shit. It's just never ending. It just goes on forever. All right. Collect yourself. Joan Muir, Anthony Van Dyke.
Joan Muir.
Is it Mur?
Miro.
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 Okay. Yeah, I gotta say it American, brother.
Joan Miro.
Not
and-
that American. Tone it down about 5. There were also reportedly pieces from. Were you still laughing?
I was
Oh,
laughing.
Oh, of course, he gets the short one. This one's going to be another 6 pages long, isn't it? Also known as the white shark. Stork. Or white stork. White shark. I immediately said white shark.
Birds are
Immediately.
sharks.
Yes. Around 391 miles off the coast. Let me try that again. I don't know why I said 391. That was weird. We often say 391. 391 miles. How far to your house? 391 miles.
It's only 391, my good sir.
Yeah. Ooh. The end. Cool. Awesome.
Listen, it's here. Listen.
Awesome.
Listen.